Here's how I retrofitted my E-Series van with seats from a Ford Transit. These seats are more comfortable, they recline, they have integrated seat belts, and they offer more arrangement options than just one big bench. I didn't want to make any modifications to the van for this conversion. I wanted to use the existing reinforced bolt holes in the floor, which I know are designed and tested for safely mounting seats.
Daddy, can I
This
help
meant I
you?
needed to make custom floor brackets. I found a few transit seats for sale on Facebook Marketplace from a guy who was converting his transit to a camper motorcycle hauler. I took some measurements, drew up a rough plan, and bought some steel from a local steel yard. When I lived in Minneapolis, I shopped at a steel yard called Core Metals. They had the best service, and they had free hot dogs and chips on Fridays, or maybe it was Saturdays during the summertime. Loved that place. Anyway, I've moved, but I still use their website for seeing what standard sizes steel comes in, what prices I should expect, and if I could save money by going up or down a size and changing the design a little bit, that type of thing. So shout out to Core Metals for having an awesome website. The floor of the van is like the bed of a truck. It has raised channels that run lengthwise to add rigidity. These rings on the bottom of the floor plate raise it up off the floor so it sits on top of those channels and doesn't sit unevenly, or bow down around them when you tighten up the mounting bolts. For the channel part of the bracket, I used a 2-foot length of C-channel. For the front and rear latches, I traced the shape I wanted onto a piece of cardboard and cut it out and refined it. And then I would trace that piece of cardboard onto the steel plate. By the way, I used 3/16-inch thick steel plate for the floor plate and for these like trapezoid type shapes for the latches. Transit seats are designed to latch onto a half-inch square steel bar. To get the position just right, I spot welded the rear bar in place, test fitted it on the seat, marked where the front bar should be on the bracket, then spot welded that into place. I was glad that I only had spot welded everything because I found that the front was very loose when I put the whole assembly onto the seat. The front of the seat base is actually narrower than the rear. To address this, I cut the spot welds, cut off a half-inch of the base of the trapezoid, and moved it on top of the C-channel. This moved the two trapezoids inward just enough to tighten up the front. Making the first one always takes the longest because I'm refining the design as I go. Making the second was quick and easy, just a copy of the first bracket. To get the position just right, I needed to test fit it all in place in the van. I found that the channels could straddle the floor bolt heads just enough, and I really liked the position it put the seat relative to the wall and to the driver's seat. For the second row double seat, I first needed to adjust the shelving and bed platform that we have in the back of the van. This meant cutting it back a few inches and using a cardboard template again to get the new curvature just right for the end piece. A jigsaw is always a great tool for cutting curves like this, and my shop vac made quick work of all the mess. I easily made 2 more floor plates and channels for the second row double seat. Again, I dry fitted the seat and brackets in position in the van. Because this is only a double seat, not a 3-seat bench, only the seat leg next to the wall lined up with the floor plate. To tie the other to its floor plate and to add strength across the whole assembly, I welded this large rectangular piece between them all. I took the completed brackets out of the van and fully welded them back in the garage. Then I did one more test fit to make certain everything was just how I wanted it. Now for cleaning it up a little, rounding some corners, smoothing the edges, that type of thing before paint. I've had good results with this black paint on other parts, and it did the trick here too. It matched the transit seat base as well, and I think turned out looking nice. The next weekend we loaded up, the kids liked their new seats, and we hit the road. To see where we're headed and why we're towing this beauty, tune in for the next video.